Since we last spoke, a couple of very interesting things have happened with the overall crypto market, from major partnerships that have come out to new things with technical indicators to a couple of big announcements with some of our favorite altcoins. So today's video, we're going to go over all of that and more. So if you enjoy short form, concise, no BS content that doesn't waste either of our time, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also quick shout out to a brand new partner we have on the channel, which is Dehorizon, but more on them a little bit later. Anyways, right now the overall crypto market is sitting at a $2.61 trillion market cap. The interesting thing going on right now is that even though Bitcoin is down about 2.5–3%, we're seeing a number of altcoins continue to rally. Ethereum up about 3.16%. We're seeing Solana up a little bit as well. Polkadot up almost 6%. Terra up almost 12%. And these are all coins that we have talked about in our private member community. These are coins that we've issued a number of buy alerts for over the last couple of weeks when we have seen the bit of a correction take place. The interesting thing going on with Bitcoin, though, is first, in terms of technical indicators, like we previously have pointed out, that we bounced off of this 100-day simple moving average exactly as we had hoped. And this is a very bullish sign for crypto, that we're still above this 100-day moving average. But this is just simple. We've talked about this. That's not what is so important. The most important thing that we're seeing right now is that Bitcoin in 2021 is still mimicking the exact same price movements of gold in the 1970s. And we spoke about this the other day, but a couple of new things have happened since we last spoke. The first is that while we have started to see Bitcoin's price, bounce off of that 100-day simple moving average, while we're starting to see it come back, almost every single week for the last 60 weeks, Bitcoin's price has now mimicked the 1970 price movements of gold. And this is really important because if we look at the charts, we zoom in just a bit, we can see that in 1970, once we broke above this $1.2 trillion market cap for gold in 1970, we continued our rally up to new record highs. Same thing for Bitcoin. Right now, we're sort of at a resistance of a $1.2 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. As soon as we could break above that, along with all the other technical indicators like we've talked about for RSI, in terms of Fibonacci levels, but in addition to all of that, we're also seeing that just based on what happened with gold, following the exact same price movements to Bitcoin right now, it would indicate that we would see record-breaking numbers around $200,000 to $240,000 per coin for Bitcoin by the end of the first quarter, so like around February, March 2022. I want to quickly interrupt today's video to bring you a word from our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Dehorizon. Dehorizon is committed to becoming the next generation of metaverse game ecosystems where players can immersively create, earn, and entertain with other peer players. The long-term vision of Dehorizon is essentially to launch an autonomous and co-created Disneyland open for all the metaverse human across multiple chains, powering the interoperability of the metaverse. Interesting thing about Dehorizon is that they've already sold out of all 12,000 NFTs that they've launched. In addition to this, they have a number of major partners from Bitscale to Republic to Bybit to one of their biggest partnerships with YGG, who has made a purchase of in-game assets worth $91,000 and also engaged in a token swap worth $60,000 US. Not only that, but they also have a huge following on Twitter with over 35,000 followers, and they're continuing to grow very rapidly. Personally, I like the designs of many of their NFTs, and you can already go ahead, buy them on OpenSea. If you guys want, make sure to check out the link down below to go ahead, buy any NFTs in their collection, and check out their site because they are going to be releasing a token very soon for their project. The token symbol is going to be DEV. Anyways, make sure to check out the links down below and back to the program. One of the big announcements that have come out with crypto, though, over the last couple of hours has been with Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey just came out and officially announced that he was leaving Twitter, stepping down as CEO, and that he was going to be focusing more on Square. And specifically, I think he's going to be focusing more on crypto because previously, earlier in 2021, Jack Dorsey came out and said that if he was not working on Square or at Twitter, he would be working on Bitcoin. So seeing him now step down from Twitter as CEO, seeing him take in like a bigger position at Square, I think we're going to see Square dive deeper into the crypto space, focus on all these new products they're launching, focus on Cash App, which is a company they own, which also already has cryptocurrency trading. I think he's going to focus a lot more on this, and having someone like Jack Dorsey put a lot more time and energy into the payments and potentially crypto space is going to be great for us long term, because he is the person who could increase mass adoption among millions, if not billions of people with crypto. Next thing I want to go over is with Kadena. Kadena is one of our favorite cryptocurrencies on the channel, and recently we have seen Kadena's price continue to bounce back. We've seen about a $16 per coin support level for Kadena, and every single time we have dropped to about that $16 price for Kadena, I have issued more and more buy alerts. So even though we're seeing it down about 6% over the last 24 hours, we have seen it consistently bounce off of this $16 support for a couple of weeks now. And this is important because Kadena had a couple of big announcements come out recently. The first is that they just surpassed 100,000 followers on Twitter, and while this isn't so important, it does show us that their community is continuing to grow. The second thing with Kadena is that they just officially listed on Gate.io. This is a big deal because seeing Kadena available on more and more platforms is only going to continue to help the price get higher and higher. We have been buying Kadena on KuCoin, but many people don't have KuCoin. So once we see Kadena get listed on more and more exchanges, potentially even Coinbase down the road, that is only going to help the price moving forward. And seeing it on Gate.io just helps more people get exposure to Kadena. One of the last stories I want to go over is going to be with crypto miner company DMG Blockchain. Just purchased 1,800 new Bitmain miners. And this is important because what we're seeing is that cryptocurrency mining companies are continuing to double down on their unlike what they're spending to have more and more machines. What they said is with these new machines, these 1,800 machines that were purchased, they're now going to have over 1 exahash for mining capacity. Essentially, this is just 1 EH per S. All this really means is that they're going to be able to mine more Bitcoin every single day, meaning that they're growing their business, and this is really important. So if anyone wants to invest in, let's say, a stock that gets exposure to crypto, this one is available on the Toronto Stock Exchange, not the US Stock Exchange, but on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Pretty cool to see that we're seeing, big purchases starting to happen again for these Bitcoin mining companies. And last thing is going to be with Peter Thiel, a Peter Thiel-backed crypto exchange named Bullish. This is what it looks like, but just announced that they're going to be launching enterprise solutions where they're going to offer these institutional clients the ability to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, and USDC. This is important. Even though it's not available in the US just yet, we always talk about mass adoption being one of the key things for the crypto market continuing to increase in value. That's important, like mass adoption, retail investors. But what's even more important is these institutional investors, because with institutions, they could throw around billions of dollars like it's nothing and maybe have much more of an impact on the market. So seeing that a Peter Thiel-backed crypto exchange is now launching trading for institutions, that is only going to help these big money players get involved in the space. He has a very good reputation. He has a big name in the financial space. So seeing one of his companies, set to go public in March of 2022, start offering institutional a way that institutions can invest in crypto, all of this is just going to help and encourage and make more institutions feel comfortable with pouring more money in. So anyways, that's what's going on with crypto. A lot of things in terms of widespread adoption with Jack Dorsey, stepping down. A lot of things in terms of technical indicators with gold and Bitcoin, very similar price movements, and also some other aspects with institutional investors. Everything's looking pretty good right now in terms of all of these different aspects. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts about the overall market down below, anything we spoke about, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.